especially again, even if you feel bad or whatever, but you say something that adds to it by way of these two, you become part of it. So the most important thing that I leave you all with this is watch what you post. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Peace, peace, beautiful family. This is Dr. Walter Hidalgo. And this is a long time coming, family. This is the podcast Know Thyself, and this is episode 13. Yes, 13, because we started our first 12 with Anchor, and we're still rocking with Anchor, so, shout out to Anchor. On that note, I also want to shout out, I call him my second cousin / brother, Saul. Just found out he committed suicide today. Love you, brother. I know you're up there with the angels. I know we're living in a tough time. My name is Walter Hidalgo. As I said, I am a father, teacher, life coach, and world traveler. This is the podcast Know Thyself. Know Thyself looks to explore the stories of our shelves or ourselves by using the metaphor of the shelf to extrapolate the self. That's me putting on my nerd / doctor hat on, all good. But this is definitely to be very transparent and real with y'all. Not the way I was expecting to start off. There was a lot in the works. So definitely shout out to everyone that has supported and continue to support the Know Thyself. God bless y'all. And it's real, it's dope. I'm super appreciative. And rest assured, once we get over this hurdle, you will start to see a lot of different stuff. But right now, we're still in the midst of the reality that we know that is among us. I mean, we're in, I'm at the epicenter in New York of the coronavirus, the worst hit place in the world at this point. And it's very real. And, when I asked around to my friends and colleagues, one person said that it reminded her of 9/11. And for others, including myself, especially when I drive down into the city, because I live in the outskirts of the city, they say it feels eerie, empty. But I want to, like I said, I apologize. I know I'm jumping around because it's been a minute since we talked, since I got to holler at the digital world. And, we're living in some very interesting times right now, but it's spring. I get energetic. I'm an Aries. So, it's our time. It's the time. And through chaos comes a lot of hope. So with that being said, that's a great way to segue into conspiracies, because if we're going to be talking about coronavirus, corona who? Yeah, the reality that we're all currently undergoing, which is why I decided to step it up and speak on this, because we're all quarantined, myself included, and it's getting realer. So I felt the need to jump on this and get the Know Thyself podcast going, because we're all in the digital world right now. Everybody's tuning in, and I hope that this platform serves as a place where not only I share my own stories, and not only including that of others, but I hope it serves as a platform to empower and to help you get out of this some tangible stuff that you can do at home. So we know that what is called coronavirus, COVID-19, started in China, and we know it's interesting because getting into this whole conspiracy thing, China is an economic power. Its economic strength has expanded all over the world. It's doing big things in Africa, Latin America, the Caribbean, etc. And one wants to wonder how interesting enough that it grew there, but who knows, So one doesn't want to point fingers, and it's not just the U.S. It's always the ongoing battle of who holds power, right? The other reality is this, which for me it's more important. One thing that I do as a teacher and educator for a little over 5 years now, I've facilitated a workshop called Living in the Matrix, the do's and don'ts of social media. And I talk to young people about the pros and cons of social media, aka the internet. And I use the analogy of Neo, who much like Christ, or vice versa, right? Neo was half human, half robot, much like Jesus was half God, half human. So both came to save the world, right? And that set like a ripple effect with us, with the overuse of the internet. And it's very interesting to me how now we've all been quarantined and been put at home, and now we have all these devices in front of us. So one wants to ponder what's going on that side, and because there's amazing things that social media and the internet can do for us, and particularly in this time, right, where we don't want to touch hands and exchange money. People can now just exchange it digitally. So that's one great thing. But another thing is, consider this: approximately 70% of men in the workforce work in something related with wheels, whether it's FedEx or truck driving or construction or Ubering or whatever the case may be, some sort of delivery with wheels. Imagine what that looks like once AI unfolds, right? I know right now there are people who aren't too tech savvy that are struggling to transition into a completely digital platform. That's very real. So I'm wondering if it's a conspiracy, or is it just a prophecy of a forewarning that if your tech game is not up to par, good luck, because this is continuing to be the technological evolution and revolution. But typically in the Know Thyself podcast, we will have guests. But like I said, I wanted to jump right into this. So this is going to be a real super short podcast episode, since it's just me, because who wants to hear me talk, right? So I'm really excited with the lineup, folks, that we're going to have come here, of people that are going to share tangible things that are coming out of their shells that represent themselves. So I'm really interested to see what the teacher is going to say, the coach is going to say, the roller derby girl is going to say, the scientist is going to say, the security guard is going to say, the plethora of people from all over. I'm excited. But with that being said, the main structure and premise, or the epicenter, speaking of epicenter, we live here in New York where the coronavirus is, so shout out to New York, and definitely big shout out to the Bronx. My second home, Rhode Island being my first, south side of Providence. But I want to talk about two things that I want to represent today, coming out of the shelf. That's very relevant to what's going on today. The first thing is we've all seen this. For those of you that are not watching visually, I just put some hand sanitizer on me because that is the times that we are living in. But because this is Know Thyself, I want to not just look at the sanitization of the physical hands or the physical body, but I also want to talk about the soul, because I think as an educator and someone that's worked for and continues to work in ministry, for me, the soul and spirituality is super important. And this is very important going back to the social media, because a lot of millennials are very active in social media. And as an entrepreneur myself, and as someone that is an entrepreneur, we understand that there's a spirit involved in entrepreneurship. And right now that spirit is being tested because of the realities of the coronavirus. So with that being said, instead of just sanitizing the body, let's not forget to sanitize the mind and the soul, right? Someone just committed suicide today. Like I said, my cousin. Shout out to my cousin, man. I miss you, brother. Someone just lost their job today. Someone is just broke up with their relationship or is struggling with their relationship because of this. Families are still broken right now. And on top of this whole coronavirus, because of it, directly and indirectly, it is impacting our reality right now. But I just want to share some tangible things that I want to recommend that can help sanitize your soul. One thing that you can do is, why not try calling that person you haven't spoke to for a while? A family member or a friend. Whatever ill will you may have toward that person. You're home. A lot of people we ain't got excuses right now, family. Everybody's home. We're quarantined. The reality is that this is the new reality, right? That's been the word, the social distancing, right? So let's not let that disconnect us. Let's really utilize this time to utilize these platforms like Zoom. I just came out of a Zoom meeting with 100 people last week. It's there for you guys. WhatsApp, like Facebook, they have all video applications that you can use to connect with people and family. It's so important. Utilize this opportunity. The second thing I want to do is, it's very interesting for me how I feel like I'm seeing a tangible reality of the gluttony that we are as a society. I mean, to this day, I go to the main shopping areas, not necessarily, the main shopping stores, and still there's no paper toilet and paper towels. It's like, and certain food, condiments and all this stuff. And I just gotta say, like, I think right now more than ever is a great opportunity for you to really stick to that New Year's resolution. In other words, why don't we try to decrease our food intake? Consider fasting or intermittent fasting, right? To really as whether you're right now we're in the Lenten season. If you're a Christian, right? If this was Yom Kippur, it would be for our Jewish brothers and sisters. If this was Ramadan, it would be for our Islamic brothers and sisters. And it's like there's always a moment of stepping back and re-establishing, reconnecting our relationship with the divine. This is a great opportunity, folks. I know that we're trying to stick to the social distancing agenda. I get it, and there's a reason for that. But please don't forget to take this opportunity to revitalize your mind, your body, and your soul. Create that space somewhere in your house. Go out for those walks. It's important for your health and your well-being. The second thing that I want to pull out of my shelf is, believe it or not, tape. If you have tape, and this is me putting the coach and father hat in me, this is an activity that you can do really from anybody from ages 5 and up, I would say. But you feel it out, maybe even 4-year-olds. I know most people don't have tape up in their shelves, but hey, you get the point, right? But yeah, some people do. But preferably colored tape, but if you have clear, then just the most important thing is the content that I'm going to ask you to write in it. So if you have tape, cut a piece out. I ripped out a piece about like 2 by 4 inches, right? If you're seeing it visually. And place, I don't know, like a bunch of them all over the house. High, low, anywhere, right? And if somebody sees another family member, or if yourself, if you want to be like, stick to yourself and stick to the game and the rules, if this works if you live alone or with other individuals, other groups, a family. If you step anywhere near it or around the vicinity of the tape, you have to do what's inside the tape, and the tape could be something like do 10 push-ups, or meditate for 30 seconds, or 15 jumping jacks, or 5 sit-ups. So it's fun, it's creative, it's easy, it's inexpensive, and the other benefits is this. If you have young people or you yourself, it helps with hand-eye coordination, particularly foot lateral movements, because if you're able to move around and juke, especially if you're getting caught off guard, that helps with the foundations of any sport. So this is good for kids that are looking to build up, their footwork to prepare them to play for sports, whether individual or a sport or as a team. The other thing is, over time, the mind gets conditioned and it helps with muscle memory. Excuse me. So over time, folks are able to bob or move around because they know where their tape is. Excuse me. If that happens, then you can step it up and move it around, or even change up the content that's in the tape. With that being said, family, we're about to close up shop. It is such a blessing to reconnect with all of y'all. I feel like, it's been a year since our last episode. I've been rebuilding and going through my own Know Thyself journey as we continue to be. But I ask everybody to consider hope. Hope is hearing other people's experiences. This is why I wanted to jump on this, to take this opportunity to let y'all know that it's going to be all right. We're going to get through this. And as someone that is a God-fearing individual, I believe that we will get through this, family. On that note, I want to close on a quote by the guru himself, Deepak Chopra. And it reads, "All great changes are preceded by chaos." Peace, family.